I'm about to start the hour of code. I'm going to go through that file that I went through yesterday and start improving it. I'm going to get, hopefully, all of the machine learning basic algorithms up, and then I'm going to implement some grid search cross-validation on those hyperparameters and then move into deep learning. That's not all tonight, but that's where I want to head with that file. So I'm going to start working on that, and I will get a time lapse, I swear. I will. So there will be a time lapse of me coding. I will figure out a way. I have to find out a good screen recorder. But I'm excited that I'm still committing to the hour of code. And this will be the second productive day of it, and I'll be describing my experiences along the way. Yeah, I'm excited. Maybe get some webcam action going? That's a good idea. Pat myself on the shoulder. I'm acting so weird right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go grab that webcam, and then I'm gonna do a time lapse of me coding, because I'm cool. To get this, hi, this is me recording. And basically at this point, I just want to explain a little bit about the code that I'm writing right here. So at first, the top here, I'm processing the data. I'm dropping our results from the training set because we obviously don't want the model to see like what we're doing. And then I initialize all the classifiers. So these are the different machine learning algorithms that I'm using. Which includes logistic regression, and I include a mini explanation of what they all are up here with links to the sklearn documentation. Then I fit the classifiers, which is basically training them. It's showing them the connections between the input and the output, and this is what's easy about supervised learning, is you know what data you're looking for, you know the results, so it's very easy. You just tell it to fit to the data. There's different hyperparameters where tuning comes in, and I'll discuss that later once we get further into this. But I just started, and I want, with the actual predictions of what the new data that it hasn't seen before, and I printed out these predictions, and that's what you see here. These are all these different numbers, and these are the probabilities that this person will donate blood again. So that's what you're seeing. So it's that easy. Like, it really only takes a few lines of code to actually get something going here. And I've done this a lot of times before, so it's not as difficult as deep learning will be for me, because I haven't done that as many times and I don't really understand it as thoroughly, and there's way more customization in deep learning. You can have different types of neural nets along with different layers, and like, you can combine different types of neural nets together and piece them together, and just there's a whole bunch of customization that you can do with neural networks. But anyways, I now need to turn this format into another CSV that basically looks like what this file is. And what this file is the person's unique like user ID number, and then the probability that they will donate blood again. And that's what it needs to look like. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm probably going to have to learn how to output and format the data correctly, and then I'll submit it and see what score I got. It's a good starting off score. If I actually get a decent score, that's going to be pretty impressive, because these are basic algorithms that I haven't customized either. I haven't looked into like the features and other things that you can do with machine learning. So for the moment, I'm just going to try and get submission with each of the different algorithms and see their different scores and compare them, and try to elaborate on like why some are doing better than others as best as I can, because I don't like understand them totally down to like bare bones, the low level of it, but I do understand on a high level like the differences between these algorithms. I'm going to try to explain that. Alright, so I got something pretty close to what the submission file required. I was running into this bug, and I was basically flattening an array. So basically I was taking a two-dimensional array that only had one row, so it's only really a vector. And I was trying to figure out, why is this not working? But I realized that my array is actually 2 dimensions. And when I'm calling these functions right here that are wanting the predict probability, what they're doing is they're returning both probabilities. They're returning the one where it says yes and the one where it says no, as you can see down here in data. And that was not clear to me. Like, I had no reason to believe that this would actually happen, and just doesn't make intuitive sense, because I would think that, at least at the start, that we only want the value yes, right? But it already does that calculation for us. So now I have to figure out which one's the true one. I assume it's the first index. Get rid of the other half of that, the one that's wrong, and then it should work. This should give me what I want. So that was interesting. That was a good debugging experience, because now I understand more about like how like predict probability works, that function on basically all of these machine learning algorithms, how they work. So still got to figure out how to get rid of those values, if there's a setting that I can do in each of the functions. That would just make my life much easier. Otherwise I'll have to go through and code something to get them out, but we'll see how that goes. Also, let me know if you're interested in possibly me making coding tutorial videos for machine learning at the start, but it can also delve into Linux configuration for servers, and then Django on a Linux server, MeanStack on a Linux server. What's the other one? Like, I don't remember what the stack's called with Express, but it's another node stack. Hello, I'm going super in focus. It's another node stack that has Express for its like runtime, basically what compiles it into an actual website. And I was using a little bit of that, and I got that set up with a Socket.io thing because I'm doing a project, which I could probably be open about because I'm just making it, and it'd be cool to document the experience. A chat app for the apprentices in my program, that I'm working with another dude, but we haven't really talked much, so I wanted to make my own version on my Linux machine. So I can go through that process too, but let me know down in the comments below if you actually want to see that. I'll start putting out a few test videos hopefully soon. Maybe getting way over my head, because like, I'm not sure how much time I have, but I'm enjoying this so much. Alright, gotta figure it out. It was actually pretty easy. I commented in the fix, give credit to those people. I don't always do that, but just know that Stack Overflow is in my heart. I just look at way too much Stack Overflow to comment everything. It would be, my entire file would be commented with Stack Overflow files, because that's all I use to figure out how to code. Got everything working. I just have to format the file a little. I need to trim down the values to just use 1 decimal place number, and then I'm good to go. And I'm going to submit the logistic regression and then create a function, so that way I can just do this stuff automatically, and probably do it for everything, so that way it just walks through each step and I don't have to like write this code out each and every time, and it'll be more streamlined, it'll look better. But I did get it working, and so far it's been pretty awesome making this progress. Like, this is entirely my own. I didn't look up like any tutorials on how to make these things. Like, I already knew sort of how to make these. I just needed some push in the right direction. Like, using documentation is the very best thing you can do. It's amazing to do, because there's always going to be documentation for whatever you're looking at almost all the time. And as long as you're able to parse documentation and understand it, then you can do anything. And also Stack Overflow. I love you, Stack Overflow. You're my fave. How it needs to be. So I'm going to try submitting it, and it only allows 3 submissions a day, which is really dumb. Really dumb. You're sort of limiting me and my interest here. But this is a practice run. This is just to sort of warm up and get into it, and then I'll probably switch over to Kaggle, because that's my main goal, is to do a Kaggle competition. So I'm gonna at least use the audio for this. Submit it. Make a submission. Need to go over to machine learning, and then blood estimator, and then logistic regression results. If you want to leave your team, nope. I don't care about my team. Is this good? Is this a good score? 1.53. I don't understand if that's good. Ooh, nice! Actually, okay guys, that is what is amazing about machine learning, and even deep learning too. I use logistic regression, which is just a math equation. Oh, it's so simple. And I just scored in like the top, like, I don't know, numbers. 15, like top 30% of these people, just by submitting a logistic regression algorithm. Just the fact that it's doing that decent already is amazing. It's such a simple algorithm. I haven't even tuned any of like the hyperparameters that can make it even better, make that simple one better. But then we can also go into deep learning, where you could have like so many more variables and make it more complex, and you run into the trouble of overfitting them, but you still have a good chance of getting something that's more complex and can capture the abstractness of your actual problem better. That's what deep learning is good at. But that's awesome. I'm actually very surprised that I scored that high on my first submission. And it was just a test run. I just wanted to see how we were doing, and my thing worked too. So that's really cool. I'm going to keep on working on this particular file. I'm probably going to end this session off by commenting everything out, getting it well documented, so that way you guys, if you feel like it, can go down in the description below and look at my GitHub link. Alright, so I did start to consolidate and make my program more sustainable, but I'm still not fully thinking through the entire logic, and I don't want to do that right now because I'm well over an hour and it's getting late, and I still have to edit videos and other things I want to do tonight. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Code's pretty much commented all I want. There's 2 different files. One's called main clunky, and that is the original code that does work, and only does the logistic regression at the moment, but that is okay because that's apparently better than 2/3 of other people's algorithms, which is quite amazing. Anyways, so that's going to be up on the GitHub, again, link down below, and yeah, I'm going to go edit some videos now because I gotta go do that. I hope this was interesting. Hopefully I can start to provide more value and teach people coding as I learn. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching, guys.